Hey you guys, it's Zippy. Um, this has been a very hard week for me. As you know, my dad has cancer. He's been diagnosed with it for about 2 years now. And so we, Friday the 9th, I guess it was, my mother calls me in the morning and she says, I can't get your dad out of his chair. Could you come and help me? It's one of those butt suckers, you know. And so I said, sure. So I came over and helped. We got him out of the chair, and he had his walker, and he walked to the bathroom, and he was so teeter-tottery. I was scared he was gonna fall, you know. He was just so weak. And I got mad at my mom. I was like, why haven't you told anybody that this is going on? And she says, has been real bad. I've been able to handle him until today, you know. I said, well, you know, he's been on a downhill slide now since the week before Christmas, and I looked at her and she goes, I'm going to have to call hospice, aren't I? And I said, yeah, it's time to call hospice. And she says, your dad doesn't want hospice. I said, Mama, hospice is not for Daddy, it's for you. You cannot handle Daddy anymore, you know? So she cried and called hospice. Crying on the phone with hospice the whole time, you know? I felt so bad for her because we knew that Daddy was going to die. It just seems like we're there at that point, and no matter how much you prepare for it, you know, it's still difficult. So Saturday morning they called me and Donnie, and turns out they dropped Daddy. Mother was hysterical. I walked into the house with Donnie, and there's my dad leaning against his favorite chair. I'm sorry, I'm so tired, but he's leaning against his favorite chair. His legs all splayed out. He's wearing my mother's house coat. And his legs all everywhere, and I can see his whitey-tighties, and he's just a mess. And he's got the most scared look on his face, as does my mother and my sister. And he's leaning a little bit to the side, you know, and Mom's got the Kung Fu death grip on him to keep him from falling over. And my sister is sitting there in the chair crying her eyes out because she kept saying over and over, I told him I wouldn't drop him, and I dropped him. I told him I wouldn't drop him, and I dropped him. You know, his feet got tangled up with her feet. He has no mobility. And she dropped him. But he was safely dropped, you know. So I said, this is it. You know, we're done. And she says, well, hospice is supposed to come in today. So hospice came in and got the information from her and everything, and that was Saturday. And Saturday we put him in bed permanently. And then Sunday, another hospice worker came. She was the regular nurse. And she came. Well, she said a couple of things that were just really odd. She said, right now your dad's skin is crawling like pins and needles, and so it's painful to him for you to touch him. And she said, what you'll need to do, my dad was an alcoholic, but his alcoholism never really affected us. We just weren't affected by it. He carried on his daily duties. He was not abusive. We just never knew he was an alcoholic until we got a little older. And so she says he's probably going through DT, withdrawal from alcohol. And the best thing you could do is feed him vodka and orange juice. We're like, huh? Wow. You know, we're like, we didn't think you could mix booze and morphine, you know, that would kill him. And she was like, come on, dude. Come on, you guys, you know. Reality check. He's dying, you know, so the thing we want to do now is just to keep him comfortable. So that's what we did. Sunday night, hang on, let me get water. Sunday night, I spent the night, and he was in bed. He was in bed, and I went up beside him, and he looked at me, and he says, my dad was in and out. He was delirious, you know. He said to me, "You guys are just trying to keep me here, aren't you?" And I said, "No, honey, we're waiting for you to die." I said, "You know, you've been wanting to die for a long time, and it's time for you to die now. Time for you to go." I said, "Mama's okay. We'll take care of her. We love you. We know you love us. And so it's time for you to go on." Well, I repeated Psalms 23 to him, which is the Lord is my shepherd, you know. And I'll repeat it to you if I can. I can't remember all of it. But the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lay down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. Something for his name's sake. I can't remember that. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table for me in the presence of my enemies. My cup runneth over. Anyway, and you anoint my head with oil. So, anyway, I was repeating that to him, but out of the Bible. And I read a couple of hymns to him. And I don't know, it was just very nice. And, you know, I said, "Look, I know you're in there. I know you can hear me." And I said, "When you pass on and when you die, Dad, I want you to follow the light." Go towards the light, Dad. If you hear angels or singing or see Jesus, go with them. That's where you want to be, you know. Don't go with the other guy. So, Mama had not been getting much sleep because Dad had been saying her name over and over again. In his delirium, he would go, "Joe, Joe, Joe." And she would get up and run every time. And so finally we got her to stop doing that. But I didn't want her to have to listen to him saying her name all night. So it's so funny. She goes, "Well, at least he's thinking of me." She says he could be saying Mary, 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 which is a girlfriend he used to have. I'd be like, you know, "Mary, Mary," you know. I'd be like, "You son of a bitch, my name's Joe." You know? Go towards the light, damn it. You know? So anyway, she slept in the back bedroom, and I slept in the room with Dad. And so, I guess about 2:45, he had started gurgling. You know, he developed a gurgle, and I thought it was just a booger. He couldn't get up. So about 2:45, he stopped gurgling, and I thought he had settled in finally. So about 3:15, I had my alarm clock set to go give him medication, and when I woke up, he was gone. You know, it was weird because I was like, "Dad's very quiet." Uh-oh, Dad's very quiet. You know what, though? It was very precious, those last minutes, that last weekend was precious, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm going to cut this off right now because I want to tell you about the funeral, so stay tuned. It's part 2. See you guys.